Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is Wacky Wednesday. We're going to be going over a couple more urban legends. These urban legends are going to be ones that take place in the Hunter Valley. So let's get into it. We have a special guest here with us today. Yes, my little baby boy Azazel. You may notice him in the background of the majority of my videos. It's mostly just his tail walking past, but now I've got a whole new setup and he is a part of it. The Hunter Valley is famous for rolling vineyards, luxury hotels, and some of Australia's oldest wineries. Every year, thousands of people visit to enjoy the scenery, taste local produce, and just get away from the hustle and bustle of the big city. But behind the peaceful landscapes and quiet country roads is another side of the Hunter Valley. A side filled with abandoned buildings, old mining towns, and forgotten history. Whether you believe in ghosts, legends, or simply the power of a good story, the Hunter Valley has no shortage of mysteries. Tonight we're looking at some of the creepiest urban legends to come out of the region. These are the urban legends of the Hunter Valley. Coming up at number 1, we've got the ghosts of Maitland Jail. Long before it was a place for history lovers and tourists, Maitland Jail was one of New South Wales' most notorious prisons. Opening in the 1800s, the prison held thousands of inmates over more than a century, including some of Australia's most dangerous criminals. Behind its walls were stories of violence, punishment, desperation, and death. Many believe that places with such a dark history hold on to the emotions of people who suffered there. And according to legend, Maitland Jail never truly became empty. Visitors have reported hearing footsteps echoing through empty corridors, heavy cell doors slamming on their own, whispers coming from abandoned rooms. Some claim they've felt like someone was standing directly behind them, only to turn around and find nothing there. One of the most infamous areas is Death Row. In fact, this is where they held Ivan Milat until he passed away. People exploring the old prison have described sudden drops in temperature, strange feelings of unease, and equipment failing for no obvious reason. I actually have some photographic evidence from Maitland Jail, so if I can find it, I will put it in right now. Hopefully it's there. Number 2, we've got the Screaming Woman of Wollombi Road. If you've ever driven the winding roads between Cessnock and Wollombi after dark, you probably notice how quickly the world seems to disappear. Streetlights become rare, the bush surrounds the road, and the quiet becomes almost overwhelming. But according to one Hunter Valley legend, silence is sometimes broken by something terrifying: a woman's scream. For decades, drivers have described hearing what sounds like a woman crying out in the darkness. A scream that sounds human. Some motorists have pulled over, believing someone might be in danger. They search with torches and they call out, but every time, nothing is found. The stories only become stranger from there. Some people claim they've seen a woman standing beside the road. Others say she appears briefly in their headlights before disappearing. Some even claim they saw something in their rearview mirror after driving past an empty stretch of road. There are possible explanations. The Australian bush is full of strange sounds. Foxes, owls, cats, and other animals can make noises that sound surprisingly human. And when you're alone on an isolated road at night, the mind can turn something ordinary into something terrifying. But whether it's wildlife or something unexplained, the legend of the Screaming Woman of Wollombi Road continues. And if you ever hear a scream coming from deep within the bush, you'll have to decide whether to keep driving or go looking. Coming up at number 3, we've got the Witch of Ellalong. Hidden among the hills near Cessnock sits a small village called Ellalong. Quiet, rural, and surrounded by bushland. But for generations, locals have told stories about one mysterious figure: the Witch of Ellalong. Nobody can agree on exactly who she was. Some versions describe an elderly woman who lived alone away from the town. Others say she was a healer who used traditional remedies and knowledge of the bush, almost as if the legend depends on who's telling it. Even today, some locals feel uneasy around certain parts of Ellalong after dark, because sometimes the most frightening stories are the ones nobody can completely explain. Coming in at number 4, we've got the Black Dog of Mount View. The roads around Mount View are some of the most beautiful in the Hunter Valley. During the day, they're surrounded by vineyards, forests, and rolling hills. But after sunset, those same roads become the setting for one of the area's strangest legends, the Black Dog of Mount View. For decades, locals have shared stories about a large black dog appearing along the quiet country roads. But this isn't described as any ordinary animal. Witnesses say it is unusually large, almost impossible to see until it steps into the headlights. Some claim its eyes seem to reflect the light, and others say they never see its face, only its dark shape standing in the road. The encounters are often the same. A driver comes around a corner and the dog appears. They hit the brakes or swerve to avoid it, and then it's gone. No movement, no footsteps, and no animal running away. Some people say they've seen the creature keeping pace alongside their vehicle before disappearing into the darkness. Others claim they only noticed it in their mirrors after passing. Stories of mysterious black dogs exist all over the world, often connected to lonely roads and signs of danger. Skeptics believe the explanation is much simpler: shadows, wildlife, or poor visibility. The brain trying to make sense of something only seen for a second. Myself and my little sister have had an experience with what may have been the Black Dog of Mount View. We were driving at night time when I'd first just gotten my driver's license, and something ran out in front of our car. We both screamed, obviously, because we just hit an animal. We get out of the car and there's nothing there. So, explain that one, Lily. It's my sister. But the legend remains. And if you're driving through Mount View late at night, you might want to pay attention to what's standing on the roadside, because not every shadow is just a shadow. Coming in at number 5, we've got the glowing grave of Minmai. Just outside the Hunter region sits the old cemetery at Minmai. During the day, it's a quiet historical place. Old headstones with weathered paths, and a reminder of the people who came before. But, according to legend, one grave is different. Locals have told stories for years about a strange light appearing in the cemetery after dark. A glowing grave. Some describe a faint blue or white light coming from among the headstones. Others say it appears briefly before disappearing. The strangest part? Nobody seems to agree on exactly which grave it comes from. But those who believe in the legend say something else is happening. Something connected to the history of the cemetery itself. And maybe, just maybe, some stories survive because they don't want to be forgotten. The Hunter Valley is known for its beauty, its vineyards, its history. But like many old places, it also has stories hidden beneath the surface. Maybe every legend has a simple explanation. Maybe strange sounds are just animals. Maybe shadows are just shadows. Or maybe some places carry memories that are harder to explain. Because whether you believe these stories are true or not, one thing is certain: the Hunter Valley has no shortage of mysteries. So if you're ever driving down a quiet country road late at night, and you hear something coming from the darkness, you might want to think twice before stopping, because you never know what might be waiting out there. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you enjoy videos like this, as well as true crime, spooky stories on Saturdays, and Wacky Wednesdays, where I don't know why I'm calling it Wacky Wednesdays, it's not that wacky, but that's just what it's going to be called, okay? Make sure that you subscribe and maybe even leave a like if you're feeling spicy. If you have any sort of urban legends or anything that you'd like me to talk about on a Wednesday, leave them in the comments below and I'll be sure to get to them. This video was suggested to me by my mum, so thanks, Mum. Shout out to my mom. Shout out all the moms out there. Okay, I'm gonna end the video now. Bye bye.